Greetings, greetings, greetings. Greetings, everyone, greetings to you. And thank you for joining us here on HeSpoke Fashion. Listen, I am your host again, Daylon Thomas. This evening, I would like to initiate a discussion regarding a viral moment that originated on The Breakfast Club. And this viral moment was featuring host Charlamagne the God, and the guest for the occasion was Ciara. Now, this conversation reignited a previous viral incident involving Ciara's husband, NFL quarterback Russell Wilson, and retired NFL player Channing Crowder, who actually is co-host on the Pivot podcast alongside former NFL stars Ryan Clark and Fred Taylor. Now, guys, during this particular episode of The Breakfast Club, Charlamagne posed a question to Ciara, prompting her to respond to criticisms from individuals, including Channing Crowder, who have labeled Russell Wilson as corny or lame. Now, this inquiry directly addressed the scrutiny surrounding Wilson's public persona and its comparison to Ciara's previous relationships. And we know who that was, notably rapper Future. She for the streets. Come on, you remember Future. So to begin our discussion, guys, listen, gentlemen, let's first revisit the statements made by Crowder. All right, let's revisit them right now.
Ciara. Yeah, if Russ ain't had that bread, she ain't gonna be with him. Russell Square. Russell Square. Ciara she has a good situation, but you don't leave Future and get with Russell Wilson.
The thing is, I think that's where
you
you're
don't
wrong,
leave
though.
Future and get Russell Wilson. Like, it's a type. Listen, bro, everybody got a type.
Yeah, that's true.
Everybody has a type. You gonna leave Future and get with Russell Wilson? He's so damn square, and I love him on the field. He's a square.
Channing.
He's a fucking square.
Channing, you go from this level of toxicity, you just want something stable. You want the guy that was sitting with that girl with that big old mouth at the draft that was laughing, and you knew she deserved to be with him.
Goofball?
Yeah, you want that guy.
You want to get with goofballs. Russell and Ciara.
All right, guys. All right. So we have viewed this video. And before proceeding, of course, I would like to present our disclaimer. All right. Now, having reviewed our disclaimer, let us proceed. Now, in light of Channing Crowder's remarks, I would like to entitle this discussion, Channing Crowder crushes Russell Wilson. But then this happens. And guys, this is what we're going to talk about tonight. We're going to talk about this because it needs to be discussed not only in the world of fashion, but in the world of sports as well, in the realm of the Black community. So to fully engage in this conversation, I encourage you to take a moment, please take a moment to focus and to share this live discussion with every man and young man who has ever experienced bullying from someone with a distorted perception of themselves and others. Now, in essence, this is for those who have had to confront the bully, or guys, better yet, bully the bully. Now, let's start with what do we know? What do we know? All right? So let's deal with that. What do we know? At the time, Channing Crowder referred to Russell Wilson as square. The Pivot podcast at that time had not yet established itself as the influential platform that it is today within the podcasting landscape. Now, in fact, Crowder's remarks significantly contributed to the podcast's rise in popularity. So allow me to reiterate his comments for clarity. So first of all, we have to look at the fact here that He said, and I quote, "If Russell didn't have that bread, his wife Ciara wouldn't be with him. Ciara, she has a good situation. You don't leave Future and get with Russell Wilson. It's a type, and everybody has a type. And I love him on the field, but he's blanking square." Now, guys, listen. This comment, this joke from Crowder quickly garnered attention. And he went viral. And sometimes that's all that it takes is for you to punch up. And you too can go viral. So I guess I'm punching up. But listen, it went viral as shortened clips of this interaction spread across the internet, all across Beyonce's internet. And only one individual, Wilson's former teammate at the time, DK Metcalf, publicly defended him. Now, this incident sparked a discussion among fans of both Wilson and Ciara regarding their relationship and the dynamics of relationships in general. Now, I find it kind of funny if you ask me that Russell Wilson won a Super Bowl with the Seattle Seahawks, and there was only one person that would come and speak on his behalf. I'm going to tell the Seahawks, you got to do better. Come on, you got to do better. Nevertheless, this summarizes what we know now of the viral moment in question. Now, we are all now informed. Now, it would be reasonable to conclude that Crowder, based on his comments, harbors strong feelings, either admiration for Future or simply disdain for Russell Wilson. Now, while I will refrain from commenting on the admiration for Future, I feel compelled to address the negativity directed towards Russell Wilson. Now, guys, the viral moment sparked widespread disagreement regarding Crowder's views on Wilson, leading to significant backlash. Now, like this commenter who shared, let's see. This commenter said, apparently Future is his type.
Bruh.
All right. And this commenter said, women want peace. That's the only accurate thing I agree with. Men like Future are for fun, not for peace. I believe some women would agree with that, just for fun. And this commenter said, almost every woman has dated a Future. He's the one you look back on and are glad you left. The money don't have nothing to do with it. Now, ladies, let's talk. Have you dated a Future? But he was more like your past. You were happy that you left your Future in the past. I can't get no amens on that. Can I get some amens in the chat? Sometimes it happens just like that. She says the money don't have nothing to do with it. That true? The money doesn't have anything to do with it? Let's look at another commenter. This commenter said, it's almost MFers with teeth like this that talk the most blank. Would your wife be with you if you were not an NFL player? You're not that cute and you look dusty. You look dusty. Oh. All right. So gentlemen, please imagine a scenario where an individual resembling this person, attempts to convey to this guy that he is perceived as the lame. Moving on. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. Come on. But listen, during her appearance on The Breakfast Club, Charlamagne presented Ciara with criticism. She responded with remarkable poise, if you ask me. She really did. Remarkable poise. Emphasizing that she does not concern herself with detractors, as she is confident in her own truth. She also noted that individuals' perspectives are frequently limited by their own experiences with love. Now, guys, this situation provides an opportunity then for Channing, to reconsider his previous remarks about Wilson and to seek then reconciliation. However, Crowder opted for a different approach. He then chose to double down on his comments, defending his viewpoint while reiterating his quote-unquote lame assessment of Russell Wilson. So guys, give me a moment because we want to...
Well, Ciara she has a good situation, but...
Yeah, you see it here. You see it here. The brother is new to this. In a few more months, I'll be true to it. But right now, bear with the brother. But let's watch this video so we can see just how Channing Crowder doubled down. Let's listen.
Shan, man, I guess it really ain't nowhere to start but here. Ciara was on The Breakfast Club.
Man, Charlamagne.
Charlamagne being petty. Charlamagne was being messy.
Yeah.
And even when she was answering the question, she was like who? And he said, Channing Crowder.
He should have. Because I saw it, I did, and I saw answer. And then she want to go back to, but he's a loving person and a great husband. I didn't say he's not a great husband. It's amazing what he's doing with Lil Future. Like, the dude is a good human. He is lame still. I don't know if anybody doesn't understand. They're not running me off of this point. Lame is an opinion. She even said it. So who's saying? Because that's their opinion. Yeah. She's from Atlanta. I'm from Atlanta. She wasn't going to date Russ back in 2000. Evolution, time came forward. She evolved to dating the lame dude. He is a good person, a good human being, but the dude is lame. Y'all know what lame is. Bro, you know how many people, I'm not putting nobody else in my boat because I'm paddling this by myself. I've talked to a number of people that's like, bro, you're right. He's not like that. He's inner city Atlanta dude is not hanging out with Russell Wilson. That's what I'm saying. It's lame. The dude does not, he got that moose shit in his hair. Honestly, bro, y'all looking around because y'all even know I'm right. The dude is not a cool person, but that's my opinion.
Right.
You go find the boys that play at Wisconsin and Nebraska, they'll hang out with us. A dude from inner city Atlanta is not hanging out with Russell Wilson. That's what I say. Lame to me is different than lame to y'all, is different than lame to, I guarantee him and the Logan Mankins would get along. You see what y'all understand what I'm saying? I guarantee him and some square ass dude from somewhere would get along. I'm looking at him and saying, man, I never with him, he's lame. That's my point. It's opinion, lame, cool's opinion, and y'all ain't running me off of this.
All right, guys, listen, again, this double down was met with backlash from some like this commenter who claimed, most of the people that call him lame glorify a lifestyle they don't even live. Wow, is that true? Another commenter wrote, the older I get, I realize the ones that people considered lame were actually the real ones. And the ones that be calling people lame are the ones that are lame. You can't unsee it once you see it. Now, guys, I must ask you this question. Do you feel that that commenter had it right? Do you feel that perhaps that even in our youth, the people that they told us were the cool ones and the ones that they said, oh, these are the nerds, and you kind of distance yourself from the nerds only to get involved with the cool ones. But later on in life, you found that the cool one was really the one you didn't want to be with. The nerd, so to speak, was the one that you were. Let's move on. This commenter says, the culture is so lost. He could have easily said he comes off as corny sometimes, but he's not lame. Future is lame. Let's just say that.
Oh my God.
Let's look at another commenter. This commenter says, laughing my behind off, Russell brings the loser out of these men. It's almost as hilarious as it is sad. He's lame because he doesn't look how Crowder thinks he should. That sounds blank to me. And guys, and this time I know I got it covered up, but the blank rhymes with day. No Diddy, all right? Okay. It rhymes with day. Let's look at another comment. This commenter says, sadly, in our culture, he's considered lame because he's raising someone else's child as well as his own, not hanging out on strip clubs late at night and losing all his money to chicks getting pregnant and getting child support. We have to do better. Guys, let's look at that. Because, you know, this marks the second comment regarding this so-called culture, which prompts me to pose the following question. And here is my question. You see it there on the screen. To what extent is hip-hop culture, often perceived as synonymous with black culture, responsible for this mindset? I want to hear from you. Let me hear from you in the chat. What makes you believe that perhaps, or do you believe that perhaps that this culture that we have adopted to be our own has something to do with this mindset that if you are not hanging out at the strip clubs, if you are not hanging out or having a number of relationships and impregnating women, if you're not doing those things, then you're lame. How much has this culture contributed to this mindset, and how much of it is it responsible for this mindset? Now, you guys, Shannon firmly believes that the inner city dudes, that's what he said, right? The inner city dudes from Atlanta would not hang out. They would not even associate themselves with Russell Wilson. So guys, look, just for the fun of it, let's examine some of these individuals from Atlanta's inner city to just simply to assess the validity of his perspective. Let's do that, all right? So let's look at exhibit number 1. All right. The show, man. Okay, this is the ATL drip. Now, Shannon is demonstrating a commendable perspective as he begins, because just starting off with this brother right here, I think he might be on to something. But let's proceed and see if he can build upon this momentum. All right, let's see if he can. And while we're waiting, guys, let me hear from you. Do you think that this is a point that can be made, that he's making the correct point in that these men would not associate with Russell Wilson? All right, let's look at another association, shall we? Let's look at it. All right, guys. Oh, did you see that? Now, Shannon, shout out to Shannon Crowder, because he may be performing better than I initially anticipated. Let's look at another. Let's see what else is going on here. All right. Guys, listen, it seems, I stand corrected, that maybe Shannon has a strong familiarity with the people from his hometown. It may be true. It may just be true that he has a particular, what I would say, familiarity in his hood. I'll just say it that way. He knows them better than we do, right? But let's see. Let's just see. Let's keep it moving here. Let's check out another. Maybe I'll be proven wrong. Let's check.
How to dress after doing the ATL money glitch. Some skinny jeans. If you don't have any, this won't work. Now that you've got your jeans on, I want you to act like they're not cutting off circulation blood flow. First, find a quadruple XL shirt. Now crop that bitch to perfection. Your stomach isn't hanging out, try that shit again. Lastly, grab a chunky monkey ass sneaker. Vital for the proportions. Now you're finished. But your jeans are squeezing your balls so tight that you actually might finish. Just throw up a gang sign and you're from ATL. At least you look like it. How did
Hey, this brother deserves a hand clap for that video. I mean, simply because he was able to get in those jeans. He was able to get in those jeans. He deserves a round of applause. Now, guys, listen. It is now firmly established that Channing has emerged victorious in his viewpoint regarding Russell Wilson's associations with individuals from the inner city of Atlanta. Now, guys, one commenter specifically highlighted the distinctive style representative of Atlanta culture in their remarks about the video. When they shared this, guys, said, biggest jeans in Atlanta. Biggest G's in Atlanta.
Oh my God!
Yes, indeed. All right. Yes, Channing has emerged victorious once again. However, guys, let me clue you in on this. This may not stem from a reluctance to associate with Russ. I don't think it'll be a problem with them associating with Russ or wanting to. No, I disagree with him, and I think I'm right, because it could simply be guys the opposite. Notably, there is a video that appears to support this perspective, and while you guys are talking amongst yourself there in the chat, I'm going to pull that particular video. I'm going to pull it up. Let's see here. Feel free again to talk amongst yourself while I put this video up. But hey, here's the video.
On your For You page, watch it for more than 5 seconds.
Y'all, Atlanta really not real, for real. Because I don't care if you promoting a brand. Ain't no way you really going out like that, y'all. Come on. Y'all want y'all man doing that?
If this come up on your For You page, watch it for more than 5 seconds.
Y'all, Atlanta really not real, for real. Because I don't care if you promoting a brand. Ain't no way you really going out like that, y'all. Come on. Y'all want y'all man doing that?
If this come up on your For You page, watch it for more than 5 seconds.
Y'all, Atlanta.
All right, guys. Hey, you saw it for yourself. Now, while we have noted a number of black male athletes, right? A number of them that actually athletes, and we've had even celebrities, right? We've had celebrities that have also embraced the trend of wearing dresses. So it's not out of the norm. However, Russell Wilson has not yet been observed in such attire. Therefore, Shannon's remarks concerning certain individuals in Atlanta may indeed possess some merit. Wait a minute, where's my buddy? What'd you say there, Grogu? The squirrels are out in the ATL.
Bruh.
They are indeed, my friend. They are indeed. Moving on. Now, having gained clarity on the circumstances surrounding Channing Crowder's claim about Russell Wilson, there was one particular remark made by DJ Envy during their discussion that resonated with me. Now, it was particularly thought-provoking and captured in this segment of their conversation. So give me a moment. In this segment of their conversation is when this particular portion was captured. And let's take a listen, all right?
Question, I didn't hear the first time. I seen the clip where he said it was, what did he say made him lame? Is it because he takes care of his wife, or is it just the way that he looks, the way that he acts, the way that he talks? Like, what did he say that makes him lame?
He said because he put the moose in his head.
So just the moose in his head to make him lame?
Yes, but I will say the part that you're talking about when the whole, because he takes care of his family and he's a family man and his wife and all the things, that did come back up because Ryan Clark actually has some comments about that. Let's take a listen to that.
But let me ask you a question. I didn't hear the first time.
All right, guys. All right. So, again, DJ Envy posed the question. Just to recap it for you once again, he said, what did he say that made him lame? And then he further inquired whether it was due to his commitment to caring for his wife, or perhaps related to his appearance, his demeanor, or even the way he talks. Now, Charlamagne responded, attributing it simply to the fact, guys, that he uses mousse in his hair. So let's delve into this topic, as I believe it encapsulates one of the points I wish to emphasize, all right? Now, in my view, DJ Envy's reference to Russ's commitment to his wife reflects a broader sentiment among many black men regarding the complexities of dating, particularly when it involves marrying a woman with children. Now, DJ Envy initiated this important conversation, but Charlamagne effectively curtailed it by giving his response. However, I believe that this topic merits further discussion, so let's talk about it. Now, many of us recognize that young men, especially those striving to establish themselves, may face societal scrutiny when considering a relationship with someone who has children. That's true. Nonetheless, I want to address single mothers who may be listening. Now, this perception, get this, shifts significantly when engaging with a mature man, a grown man. Because most grown men appreciate the dynamics involved and are more settled in their lives, making them more open to embracing the entire package of a woman and her child or children. Therefore, ladies, do not be disheartened by the opinions of younger men. There are many grown men who will view your situation positively and recognize the value you bring, that you are the treasure. Similarly, as women mature, they often seek partners who are more established and grounded, moving beyond the immaturity of their earlier years. Now, guys, this commenter seems to confirm that sentiment when they shared this comment. This comment simply says this. What these guys get wrong is that the type of partner people look for when they are in their 20s is completely different from what they look for in their 30s. Now, listen, grown men, I just helped you out. So don't leave me here alone to navigate this by myself. I invite you to share your comments. Share your thoughts in the comments section. Come on, chat, talk to me. I want to hear from you. Now, more importantly, I would like to pose the following question to you. And there's the question, is right here on the screen. What kind of world do we live in where a stand-up family man, NFL quarterback is considered quote unquote lame? What kind of world do we live in that a family man? Is it the world or is it our community? That's my question. Because I find it astonishing that Channing Crowder would have the audacity, the unmitigated gall to label someone who deserves recognition within our community as lame. Now, if I were in his position, I would take a moment to reflect before making such judgments about others. One might consider his own standing in this context. I mean, you guys, you want to know what I'm talking about? Let me show you what I'm talking about here, because if he wants to make a comment, I think he should probably, before he should probably make sure that he himself is not lame. Let's look. All right, guys, listen, you saw it for yourself. Now, who should be calling who lame? Now, if I were to joke about Channing Crowder's consistently unkept appearance, regardless of the brand of the suit he's wearing, he would likely take offense. Now, it is worth noting that he is presently being dubbed fashionless. No, fashionless. And right now, as we speak, however, I digress. To put it simply, his sense of style, along with that of his wife, Asia, pales in comparison to the fashion choices of Russell Wilson and his wife, Ciara. Let's just be honest, guys. You don't believe me? Let's take a look. Let's take a look since you don't believe me. Let's look. Right? We seeing it? We vibing. Let's take another look. Now, let me emphasize this point because I know you saw the suit that the Wilsons had on, the clothing, the brand, and the suit that Russell Wilson was wearing. But let me say this. It is not the suit that defines the man. Rather, it is the man who defines the suit. Now, of course, Russell is donning Gucci, but it's important to recognize that Gucci does not define him. This distinction is crucial. I want you to hear me close. The suit doesn't make the man makes the suit. So pay attention, because there is a difference, and I want you to know the difference, all right? Now that leads me to another question. And I gotta say, that suit was dapper. I might try to get me a Gucci. And this is the question I want to ask you. It leads me to this question here, and it's simply this. Is it fair to judge black men by their style and their swagger? Let me hear from you, fellas. Gentlemen, is it fair to judge people by the way they dress? I mean, the answer, in my opinion, is absolutely not. Now, while fashion and style are forms of self-expression and can reflect an individual's personality or cultural influences, they are just one aspect of a person's identity. It's important to recognize the diversity and richness within any community, and black men, like everyone else, should be appreciated for their talents, their contributions, and character beyond their outward appearance. Now, guys, listen. While Russell Wilson and his wife, Ciara, are undeniably fashionable, I mean, they're undeniably fashionable. And they often are regarded by some as a power couple. Even though those things may be true, it is essential not to let critiques such as those from Channing Crowder overshadow their significant contributions to our community. Wouldn't you agree? Well, they have contributions to our community and the world at large. Now, guys, it is apparent that based on Channing Crowder's remarks about Russell Wilson, that he may be pretending to understand the desires of black women. However, I respectfully disagree, because I perceive Crowder as someone who harbors a negative perspective and lacks proper insight. In other words, he's just a hater, another one. He, like many others, seems to equate a person's style or fashion choices with adherence to cultural norms. Okay, let me set this up for you. That means they'll label anything outside those boundaries as being quote unquote lame. Now, this perspective is simplistic and juvenile, because in truth, individuals like Russell Wilson demonstrate that authenticity transcends the superficial layers of appearance and extends into the realm of what I would call genuine character and respect. Put some respect on his name. His actions, such as his philanthropic endeavors and unwavering support for his family, speaks volumes about his true values. Now, embracing diversity within cultural expressions expresses or enriches the community, allowing for a broader understanding and appreciation of individuality. It is crucial to move beyond definitions and narrow definitions and to celebrate the unique ways in which people express themselves, fostering an environment of acceptance and even an environment of growth. Now, guys, this brings me to my final question. My final question is this: why? Why are we still labeling people as being cool or lame at this point in our lives? When, guys, like, we're not all in this together. We're all in this together. Gentlemen, it seems like, and help me out here in the chat, but it seems like to me that society often clings to outdated labels that don't truly reflect the complexities of who we are as individuals. Guys, these labels can create unnecessary divisions, and they can prevent us from appreciating the unique qualities each person brings to the table. I want you to do me a favor. I want you just to imagine a world where we celebrate diversity in all its forms, recognizing that everyone has something valuable to offer. After all, life is a collaborative journey, and simply by embracing each other's differences, we can create a richer, more vibrant tapestry, if you will, of human experience. Guys, I hope you hear me. I hope that you're hearing me, truly hearing me. So I think this will help us all. So let me just share this story just before we end this discussion, all right? So there was this guy by the name of Jamal, and he was the kind of man who didn't bother with appearances, right? He wore the same plain shirts and scuffed up sneakers or his Timberlands wherever he went, confident that people will respect him for his words and his wit. And he often looked down on this other guy named Marcus. Marcus was always in a suit, always polished, always moving with a certain air. And to Jamal, Marcus was just trying too hard. More concerned with his clothing than with substance. And then, guys, check this out. At a neighborhood gathering one weekend, Jamal This brother couldn't resist taking a jab. He said, "Man, Marcus, you look like you're headed to a boardroom instead of to a block party. Don't you ever relax? You know clothes don't make the man." You know what? A few people laughed. And you know what? Jamal felt like he had scored his point. Look, I got him. But then the event's organizer took the microphone. He said, "Before we wrap up, we need to thank someone who's been keeping this community afloat. Every month, without fail, he covers rent for families who lost their jobs. He provided scholarships for our teams and quietly made sure no one went without groceries. Marcus Carter, please stand." The crowd erupted in applause. Marcus rose slowly, adjusting his suit jacket with humility and with his eyes lowered. Now, guys, Jamal's smirk faded because the man he thought was shallow had been the one sacrificing the most. In that moment, Jamal realized that perception can be misleading. You see, because sometimes the best dressed man, he isn't showing off. He's simply carrying the weight of responsibility with dignity. Guys, the moral of the story is never judge a man's character by his clothes. True worth is revealed in his actions and in his generosity. Now, family, we have now come to the end of the show, and I appreciate you for continuing to rock with yours truly, HeSpoke Fashion. I really enjoyed you all, and I hope that you enjoyed the show as well. Now, guys, if you like this content, please do me a favor. Do me a favor and hit the like button. Please hit the like button and then share this with someone else. Now, let me know what you think about this topic in the comments. You know, I do check it. I do check the comments and I do respond. Now, Channing Crowder exemplifies a one-size-fits-all mentality, which is often perpetuated by cultural trends, which, guys, can be detrimental to the black community. Now, consider the implications if everyone were to adopt the same style as some of these young brothers that we see out here. Intriguingly, Crowder, even at 41, seems to have done that himself. Oops. Crowder at 41. Gentlemen, listen, it is advisable to refrain from deriving your fashion sense from Channing Crowder. Otherwise, you risk appearing out of touch, especially if you, like him, dress as if you were a teenager or a 25-year-old, you know, that you would be dressed like a lame. Bruh. No. Listen, guys, instead, embrace your identity as an adult and take pride in your unique style. Believe it or not, many women will appreciate your authenticity and confidence and being comfortable in your own skin. And get this, even will the young men. They won't say you're trying to fit in where you don't belong. Now, Channing Crowder, he also reminds me of certain other black men who struggle to embrace the grown man fashion sense and style associated with being an adult. I believe you are familiar with such individuals as well. First of all, let's take a look at one of them right here. He's still checking in. He's still beefing with people. Guy's a millionaire. I mean, you think he would have something better to do, but I guess he has to keep it real just to keep it real. How real is it if you're a multimillionaire and you're in the hood? How real is it? How real is their life compared to your life? Or how real is your life compared to theirs? Come on, do better. All right. There's one other. What did it say? You don't want to be a teen. Listen, you don't want to be a teen. Come on. Listen, this is what happens. I saw another comment said, this is what happens when you have a lifelong girlfriend. You never grow up. All right, guys, listen, I don't want to get off on Jim Jones, but listen, while we value diversity within our community, I hope we can collectively agree that these individuals cannot serve as the sole representatives of grown black men in our society. We need diversity. And while we commend Channing and others for their sense of fashion, we must also recognize individuals like Russell Wilson for his style. And I would like to extend this challenge to all black men. This is what I want you to do. Take a moment to examine your closet tonight. Select one outfit that is age appropriate and wear it to your next outing. Guys, I assure you that the response you receive will far exceed your expectations. Guys, listen, that's all I have for you tonight. I want you to have a good night, good fashion, and remember, HeSpoke Fashion to you. See you next time. Hope you'll be back to join us. All right? Please do.